All right. So first real episode of my YouTube channel, man. General Policy Free Women and Men podcast. I'm your host, Bro. This is just like a for the newbies, anybody who's new to this shit. But mainly we talk about esoteric knowledge, occult knowledge, and how it is used to run the world by the world elite. Sounds goofy, I know. You know what I mean? But the more and more you watch and learn, or better yet, the more and more you watch, the more you'll learn. But ultimately, we talk about Gematria, man. Gematria is the name of the game. It is, pretty much how you get to see everything for what it is. A clear breakdown as to who's doing what, yada, yada, yada. But, just for the one that is new, let's just look at the definition of Gematria, all right? A lot of people are like, what the hell is that? A lot of people think it's a religion, but it's not. You know what I mean? It's a practice. So here it is. Gematria is a numerological system that assigns numerical values to words, phrases, or names by reading them as a number or using an alphanumerical cipher. The letters in the alphabet used in Gematria have standard numerical values, but a word can have multiple values if a cipher is used. And we know that we use 4 values per word, letter, or phrase. It comes from Kabbalah, like this definition here says. A Kabbalistic method of interpreting the Hebrew scriptures by computing the numerical value of words based on those of their constituents. Now, again, this is like the Hebrew version of it, as you're seeing right here, the Hebrew letters, Hebrew values. But the lingua franca is English currently. I don't know if I'm spelling this right. And, that bit, look, let's just look at it. Lingua franca, also known as a bridge language, common language, trade language. Yeah. Basically, the common tongue currently is English. It used to be French. Now it's English. So we ultimately practice or are able to see the bullshit, the script, the lies for what it is in English, because again, English is the lingua franca. We know that the English speaking countries pretty much dominate the non-English speaking countries, right? Very safe to say that. But so we've got 4 ciphers, and here they are. So you've got the alphabet forwards, as you see, A, the first letter, up into Z being the 26th letter. Then you've got the alphabet with numerology applied, where A, still the first letter, up into Z being the 26th letter, because we're basically numbering the alphabet off 1 through 9, based in numerology, right? So we know that the 10th letter is J, but with numerology applied, J would equal 1, as you see, because 1 plus 0 is 1. That's the numerology factor. Z is the 26th letter, but with numerology applied, it equals 8, because 2 plus 6 is 8. And then you've got the alphabet backwards, where Z would equal the first letter up into A being the 26th. And then the alphabet backwards with numerology applied. Same rules apply. So 4 words per word, or 4 values per word, letter, or phrase. Very, very simple. So here's an example. One of my favorite examples is LA. All right, I love to talk about LA because it's very simple. So in Gematria, as you see, here are the 4 values of LA. Using the alphabet, LA equals, 4 words. It equals 13. L, the 12th letter, A, the third, or A, the first. 12 plus 1 is 13. With numerology applied, it would equal 4, because L, which is the 13th letter, its numerology value would be 4, because 1 plus 2, it would be 3, because 1 plus 2 is 3, 12th letter equals 3. A would still remain the first letter, so with numerology, LA equals 4. Now, when we reverse it, one of my favorite things, you're just reversing the alphabet, where Z is the where Z is the first letter, up into Z being the 20, A being the 26. L would equal 15 backwards. A would equal 26 backwards, being the 26th letter. 15 plus 26 is 41. So when we reverse the alphabet, LA equals 41. And when we reverse the alphabet with numerology, LA equals 14, as you see. Very, very, very common numbers that you see with LA all the time. For instance, I don't know if you listened to the episode yesterday, but I had the Dodgers winning yesterday against Paul Skeens. So let's look at the Dodgers game yesterday. Look at this. And the game was in Los Angeles, and the score was 1-4. You know what I mean? You could read it 1-4 or 4-1. Both numbers synonymous with LA, right? 14, 1-4, 41, 4-1. You know what I'm saying? We know that, Yesterday was considered Kobe Bryant Day, as far as the Olympics are concerned, because yesterday was 8/10/24, and we know he wore number 8 and 24, and he wore number 10 with the Olympics. So look at Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant equals 41. Using the alphabet forwards with numerology, we know that Kobe died at age 41. All right, Kobe Bryant, age of death. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but he died at age 41. LA equals 41. He died in LA. You know what I'm saying? In his last game, he came off the court with 4.1 seconds left. When he scored 81 points in a game, the rest of his team scored 41 points. You know what I'm saying? When he scored 81 points, if we add the bean, you'll see. Kobe Bean Bryant equals 81. Now, I mean, all scripted. You got to understand, these people are athletic actors. These are actors. I mean, they're born and bred to be. That's why the majority of these niggas in the NBA or any sports league, you know, their dad or brother probably played in the league, or a lot of them don't know who their dad and brother is, and that's because that motherfucker most likely played in the league, and they just can't say that's their father and shit like that. Like, we've got a theory that Nate Thurman is LeBron James's father, which I'm not going to get into today. But these are just the basics, man. Just the basics. You know, Kobe died on the 26th day of the year. Bryant equals 26. He actually died the same day that Bear Bryant died. Let's look at that. Bear Bryant. If you don't know who Bear Bryant is, you're probably just not a sports guru. But Bear Bryant was the famous Alabama football coach. Bo Virgos, ironically enough. Born September 11th. Kobe born August 23rd. But look, Bear Bryant died January 26, 1983 at 69 years old. Bryant equals 26. January 26 is literally the 26th day of the year. We know Kobe died in 2020. From 1983 to 2020 is 37 years. Bryant equals 37. And again, Bear Bryant died 37 years before Kobe did. So let's just see. 2020 minus 1930 or 1983 is, oh, you saw it, equals 37. So it's all scripted, man. Very rigged. Very, very, very rigged. Again, with Kobe dying at age 41. We know 41 is the 13th prime number. If you didn't know that, we can take a look at that. What's the 13th prime number? 13th prime number. 41 is the 13th prime number. We know that his daughter Gianna died at age 13 alongside of him. And again, LA equals 13 when you just spell it out. So very rigged. We're going to get into some more stuff. That's just the basics of how this works. You could literally go through the news, all the news stories, and they'll show you, you know, they're oh, another person dead. Oh, we talked about that yesterday. So probably want to look at my later episodes. A longer episode is coming. We'll talk baseball and all that. But yeah, man, 20, you know, 20 is the number of death we saw in 2020. You know, a lot of death. This girl yesterday died in the Grand Canyon. She was 20 years old. And yesterday had a female date. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, death equals 20. Oh, shit. Death equals 20, as you see. And we saw in 2020 a lot of death. And like I've been preparing you this year, I've been telling you, next year we're going to see the same thing. A lot of death. Death equals 25. Also equals 97. 97 is the 25th prime number. So it's going to be a lot of death next year. And we're heading into it. But like I said, yesterday had that female date numerology, 62, 42, 17, and 26 date numerology. This girl died at age 20 out in the Grand Canyon. And it was a female. I told you yesterday in yesterday's episode, if you listen to my Spotify or Apple, that we would get news, you know, female news. A la the YouTube lady dying. So I'll post that a little short later. But yeah, let's just look at this from the Independent. Missing woman found dead at Grand Canyon, marking the third death in 1 week. She was 20. You know what I'm saying? Shit is real. But that's just gonna be everything for this episode. Like I said, this was just an intro episode, just to show you ultimately how it worked. You know what I mean? And then we'll dive more into it. But yeah, man, this shit is real. I hope y'all pay attention, share the work. We're finna get into it. Stay tuned for the next episode. Or should I just keep going? You want to just keep going? Nah, I'm not. That's just the intro.